had a terrible night's sleep last night. That's the bad news. The good news is that the reason that I had such a bad sleep is that I caught a call from Roy at 2:30 in the morning. He finally bought his plane ticket. We're going to India. He's flying out on the 21st and then getting back to Uganda around November 5th. I'll be doing about the same. Time to buy my ticket now. Spent most of the morning in the coffee shop. Almost done with the latest vlog. Got a few more things to do, but my computer's pretty much dead, so switching things up. There's a spot I want to do to get a drone shot that I've been wanting to do for a while, so got a little bit of time, I'm gonna go do it. So that's where I'm off to. It's a nice spot. As I said, Roy bought his plane ticket. He's flying out on Sunday. I haven't bought my plane ticket just yet. I looked at a couple ticket prices, a couple different options. The bigger thing I got going on right now is that on Thursday, I've been asked to speak back at Azusa up in LA, my alma mater. My plan last Tuesday was to ride the skateboard around town and really just kind of vomit out different thoughts I had about the talk I'm gonna give on Thursday, which is tonight. And I think that was good for me to do, but for me, not necessarily for you and for the vlog. When they first contacted me about a month ago, I was thinking, you know, probably speak for like 15 minutes, maybe half an hour at best. Turns out I got a whole hour and a half, basically an hour plus Q&A. That's a lot of time. And so what I want to go over a little bit today is basically what the heck I'm gonna say. Having a deadline helps me hone in on what specifically I'm gonna talk about. And so a lot of things I said on Tuesday aren't really the direction I want to go today. Because I know in the moment I'm gonna have other things or just say things in a different way. I think it's better for you if I talk about what I'm actually gonna talk about rather than just talking out loud to myself and you watching that. So my talk is gonna be broken down to 3 parts. The topic itself is difference makers in business. And so the first thing I want to talk about is what the heck does that mean? Then I'm going to give a bit of my story, and then I'm going to talk about venture and what I'm doing in Africa. And the reason for structuring it that way is because of my own frustration with how so many of these talks go. Been to a lot of these talks. I've seen a lot of them on YouTube, and in nearly every single one I walk away frustrated because all they do is tell their story. They talk about what they do, which doesn't help me find out and figure out what I want to do or what you want to do. They go to Peru, they go to Uganda, they go to Kenya, and oh my gosh, these people are so poor, I have to do something. And now let me talk to you about what I'm doing because these people are so poor. And it doesn't help you understand what they saw and how you can implement those things in your life in your own way.
First Book is an international organization that provides a steady stream of books and educational resources to programs and classrooms that serve children in need.
Vision Spring is an organization that provides access to affordable vision services and eyeglasses to people throughout the world.
Education for Employment. It's dedicated to providing jobs for youth in the Middle East and North Africa.
They're not serving their audience. They're not helping them find out what it is that they care about and help them understand how to pursue impact for themselves. And so my talk tonight, I don't want to focus so much on what I do, but more on why I do it. Simon Sinek, who possibly you've seen it on Facebook, YouTube, had a TED Talk a number of years ago called Start With Why. He wrote a book about it. Definitely recommend check it out, but here's the basic idea.
Basically, every single organization on the planet, every single one of us knows what we do, the things we sell, the services we offer. Some of us know how we do it. It's the things that we think make us stand out or differentiate us from the world outside. But very, very few of us can clearly articulate why we do what we do. And if you look at the greatest leaders, everybody from Martin Luther King to Steve Jobs, those with the capacity to inspire action in those around them, every single one of them, regardless of their industry, thinks, acts, and communicates starting with why.
Yep.
Most of us talk about what we do, and then we try and tell people how we're better. But these guys talk about their vision, they talk about their cause, they talk about where they're going, and what they do simply serves as the tangible proof of what they believe.
It's important to frame it in those terms because not everyone is going to do business in Africa. Not everyone should do business in Africa or work for a nonprofit. If I only talk about what I'm doing in Uganda and Kenya, that's not relatable. So most people in the audience go, hey, that was some good stories, that's interesting, But what about me? How do I find the impact in my own life? Because if I only talk about the things I'm doing in Africa, I'm basically reserving making a difference, achieving impact is for people like me. And if you don't go to Africa, you don't do work there, you can't have an impactful life. And I 100% disagree with that. And so it's a mistake both for the speaker, because that's not giving value to the audience, but it's also the speaker not really understand what they're doing. Because the biggest frustration you hear all the time from people in the nonprofit world is that people don't care enough. That only if people understood all the great stuff that they're doing, they would give money, they would buy the product. And if they're not, well, you don't care because we're awesome. That's not it at all. If they're not buying your product, if they're not donating, it's because you're not offering enough value. They don't believe in what your organization is doing, or they don't identify with it, or maybe you are awesome, but you're not able to communicate why you are awesome. The number one skill set required in the nonprofit and the social sector is storytelling. But stories are misleading. Stories take the extreme examples and try to make an emotional connection with those stories.
It's devastating to see a child who simply doesn't have enough food to eat. I mean, it's one of the most basic things that we need as humans, and to see a child suffering without it is really the most heartbreaking thing I've ever witnessed in my life.
Across the board, I think we're misdiagnosing the problem. Poverty is a big issue. Hunger's an issue, malaria, you name it, those are problems. You don't feel connected to what's going on in Africa. Human beings desire connection. That's why we're talking about impact. We want to feel connected. We want to feel part of these issues, that we're pushing the envelope forward. And so for me, for Venture, the why comes down to not the fact that I care, not the fact that poverty is an issue, but that there's issues you care about that you don't feel connected to. You don't feel that at your fingertips with actions right now, you can affect change. That's why I do these vlogs, to make Africa relatable, because we want depth, we want connection, we want relationships. We want it here with our friends and family and our neighbors, our community, but we also want it with some of the people who are the poorest on this planet. And that's ultimately what I'm trying to do, make that connection. Venture, the leather bags, that's simply a tangible representation of that connection I want to create. The message I want to communicate tonight is that making a difference is available to everyone. There is no single path to it. It's about understanding yourself and putting yourself in the best place to succeed. Because once you understand yourself, understand why you do the things you do, why you enjoy the things you do, then you're putting yourself in the best possible place to make a difference in others' lives. And that's pretty much it. That's the message of my talk. We'll see how well I can communicate it, but let's get back to Encinitas. Forgot Matt has a lot of this going on. Might need to find a different spot. This place will work out a little bit better. I was actually supposed to crash here last night, but my buddy didn't get back to me till like 11 o'clock. Post up here, get some work done. Vlog is rendering. This vlog's about 10 minutes. It looks like it's gonna take about an hour to render. I've thought about getting a new computer just because I know my machine isn't all that powerful, especially with video editing. But at the same time, I'm starting business, got no income. A new laptop's gonna be about $1,000. I'm about to spend more than $1,000 to buy my plane ticket, on top of all the other stuff I gotta pay for. So I was thinking about pulling the trigger, getting a new laptop. I'm not gonna do it just yet. So I got some time to let that go. I wanna take a nap, but instead, going for a run. My buddy who just bought this place, he's actually not here, he's out on work. One of my other friends came over to use the garage as a workshop and had no idea I was here. Kind of freaked her out a little bit. Let's go see what she's up to.
What's going on?
You're on my vlog.
Hi!
This is Danielle.
This is my furniture. It is getting a facelift. Yeah.
Looks good.
You can't
I like
tell,
it.
but fumes everywhere in here.
Alright, well, I'm gonna go hang out boys' night. Are you gonna be
Bye,
here when I get back?
I'll hide though if you come back and scare you. Return the favor.
Alright, deal. So Tuesday night, for the last couple of years, I've been meeting with a bunch of guys. That's where I gotta get out to, and I need to go now. Oh, look at these guys.
Hey, man.
What's up, guys?
What's up? Are you filming us?
Yeah, dude. Welcome to the vlog.
I mean, it's not Adidas. It's
For my vlog, you have to talk about how you're gonna miss me so much. Trevor, you start.
I am going to miss you so much. Is that what I was
Perfect.
supposed to say?
Yeah, nailed it.
Good.
Vlog over.